Hello everyone, Fanta here, and you are watching Fantavision. Today I'm reviewing Destiny 2 for the PC. The first Destiny was one of the most disappointing games I ever had the misfortune of following. Marketing and press conferences boasted grandiose claims of exploring space in your own spaceship, a massive open world, unpredictable weather that even the developers couldn't predict, and quite a bit more that never made it into the game. What landed on store shelves felt like a hollowed out version of an idea that was cut down due to budgetary and time constrictions forced upon Bungie by Activision. When Destiny 2 was announced, a lot of the gaming community, including myself, was shocked, since they had originally stated that Destiny was a 10-year plan. This was just a poorly phrased statement that was actually announcing that the series would go on for 10 years. With all that out of the way, how is Destiny 2? Does it redeem the previous game from the mediocrity that plagued the game until the expansions came out? Or is this yet another game that will only be good with a season pass? Thankfully, I can say that Destiny 2 is much better than its predecessor, especially with the inclusion of being on the PC. The graphics are absolutely gorgeous. The frame rate held a solid 60 frames per second throughout. Playing the game with a mouse and keyboard made the already satisfying gameplay even better. PC is by far the best way to experience this game, if you have a computer that can handle running the game at max settings. I would often find myself stopping just to take in the detailed and visually stunning environments. Even better than the graphics is its incredible soundtrack. Many of the pieces of music in this game are filled to the brim with emotion and energy. There are very few games where I can say that I could listen to the soundtrack outside of the game, but I could very easily see myself blasting these epic instrumentals as I drive around town getting weird looks. There is a coherent storyline this time around as well. Earth is being invaded by an alien race known as the Cabal. The invasion is being led by their leader Dominus Gall, who sees humans as being unworthy of possessing the power of the Traveler and wants the light all to himself so he can be the invincible leader of the galaxy. This Romanesque race immediately captures the Traveler, cutting off the Guardians from the light, making them mortal again. Your character is mortal and without the light for about 10 minutes. And then you immediately regain your light by visiting a shard that the Traveler had cast off long ago. After regaining your power, you begin your quest to free the Traveler before Gall can figure out a way to siphon the light out of it. Unfortunately, it is a rudimentary storyline with flat characters. Well, besides Cade 6.
Not that I'm jealous or nothing, but take it easy out there, will you? You're making me look bad.
It's full of cliche-ridden dialogue that feels like it was written in one draft.
This is not the way, old friend.
And still leaves quite a few unanswered questions about major plot points. Like, why didn't all of the remaining Guardians go to the shard that your character regained his light from? Why aren't the other alien races trying to get the Traveler's power? What the hell is the Traveler? Even with all of this, I'm at least content with being able to understand who the main villain is and what he wants at a basic level, instead of the vague darkness from the first game. Now, if the story isn't important to you because you just want to shoot things, you are in luck. Gameplay is even better than the last game, with less bullet spongy enemies and a lot more exploding heads that shoot out a geyser of black blood. There are still lots of missions where you have to fight off waves of enemies while a door is unlocked, or you have to guard something for a specific amount of time, but there are far fewer than the last game. Something else that really bothered me was just how boring the armor looks. You start out with some pretty neat looking armor even when it is damaged, but after that every piece of armor is colored with boring earth tones unless it is an exotic or legendary. The coolest piece of armor I got in the game was at level 12. I then had to experience the disappointment of discarding a cool piece of armor again for some lame brown piece of cloth. Competitive multiplayer is always my least favorite part of MMOs due to the fact that everyone has different weapons and equipment that add too many variables for my taste. Destiny is no exception, as it used to be marketed as an MMO, and Destiny 2 carries the tradition of that faux MMO feel. The weapon stats don't carry over, but the way they function and shoot does. This makes certain weapons feel much more powerful than others, and I felt like I was at a severe disadvantage if I didn't have that gun. Destiny 2's competitive multiplayer, known as the Crucible, features 5 different game types. Control, which has each team trying to capture and hold 3 different zones on the map. Countdown, where one team has a bomb while the other team has to stop the opposing team from planting the bomb. Clash, which is just classic team deathmatch. Supremacy, which is team deathmatch, but when players die, they leave their crest behind, and each team has to collect these crests in order for the kill to count. Survival is team deathmatch, but each team has a total of only 8 lives. There are also cooperative multiplayer modes called strikes and raids. Strikes are short missions that have players work together to fight through a level and then defeat an end boss. Raids are the exact same thing as strikes, but they are much longer, more difficult, and require more teamwork. Strikes didn't seem like something I would want to continually repeat, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to put 2 hours into a raid, nor ruin someone else's raid just to see what it was like. As of October 11th, only 15% of PlayStation 4 Destiny 2 players have finished the raid. In the future, I may add myself to that stat, but today is not that day. Something that is very out of place, especially in a multiplayer-centric PC game, is the lack of communication options. The different hub areas do not feature a general chat, you can't type to people who are not on your friends list, you can't voice chat to random people while out exploring, and I'm not even sure if you can talk to your team when playing the Crucible because nobody I ever encountered had a mic. Clans also must be created on Bungie.net instead of in-game, which is really a feature that should be included inside the game. Forcing a player to leave the game to have to do anything is a big faux pas, which is yet another reason why they should have included a compendium in this game detailing each alien race, character, and planet featured in the story. I give Destiny 2 7 exploding heads out of 10. Destiny 2 may have improved a bit from the first game, but it comes with new and old flaws that are just baffling. Activision is again trying to squeeze every penny from their audience by putting loot boxes and an expensive season pass in the game. Why do you need both? Loot boxes really weren't noticeable during gameplay, and I even forgot that they were there until I hit level 20, but they really shouldn't be there at all. Also, without the season pass, I'm not sure if there's a solid reason to return to Destiny 2. But I really did enjoy my time during the story. I just wish it had a more fulfilling ending and a real lore that I could get into without having to visit a website. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a comment down below if you think you're going to be picking up Destiny 2. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more content. As always everyone, have a Fanta-tastic day. See ya.